The fear of being seen is rarely about visibility, and it has all to do with remembering what happened when we were seen and when we were shining too bright. And while hiding might keep you safe from judgment, from jealousy, it's also keeping you away from your life. And maybe you've been spending years making yourself smaller, making yourself invisible, making yourself underrated and understated. But now it might be backfiring because you just feel depressed or unfulfilled, or that you're not able to authentically express yourself. So let's do some EFT tapping to overcome the fear of visibility, which is really the fear of being judged, rejected, abused, belittled, just like we experienced younger when we were visible and people did not like it. Even though it is not safe for me to be visible and seen, I've learned that when I am, it creates conflict. Standing out attracts jealousy. Being authentic got me to be criticized, rejected, and shamed. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And even though it doesn't feel safe in my body to make myself more visible, I don't feel safe being myself and saying what I think. I deeply and completely accept myself. Being visible was not safe. Every time I wanted to express myself, someone had something negative to say. Standing out attracted criticism. Shining attracts jealousy. Putting myself out there gets me rejected or worse. And now it doesn't feel safe in my body to be visible. Speaking up creates conflict. Being successful makes other people uncomfortable. If I'm too visible, it puts a target on my back. I learned that my gifts were a threat. That my voice got me rejected. That just being myself was not okay. People shamed me for expressing who I really am. People tried to shut me up or control me when I became more visible. So part of me thinks that hiding is my safest option. And that's what I've done for such a long time. I flew under the radar. I made sure never to outshine or outperform others. I tried not to attract criticism, never to make any mistakes. I tried to give no one any reason to judge me. I have turned the volume down on myself. I have watered myself down. And sometimes I feel no one knows how smart I am. Because it's so hard to speak up and show it. I'm too afraid of putting myself out there and being wrong. So I've been hiding my gifts. I've been staying invisible. I'm smaller than I want to be. I hide so others can feel better about themselves. But it doesn't feel good to do that to myself. It weighs so heavy in my body and on my mind. And I feel truly tormented. Because staying silent is making me depressed. It's making me miss out. I'm not using my gifts. But when I am visible and when I perform, people get jealous and threatened. I get mocked or abused. I get targeted. And it feels like I'm out there vulnerable. And anyone can come and get me in a bad way. Part of me is tired of shrinking. And another part doesn't know anything else that is safe. I am so exhausted. Whatever I do, I cannot win. So I choose to reclaim some of my powers now. Yes, things happened earlier in my life. Some people were jealous and some rejected me. I was made to feel that visibility was not safe. That being authentically me and expressing myself wasn't safe. So my nervous system adapted back then. It did its best to protect me. It was survival. But maybe surviving is not what I want right now. I want to live and I want to thrive. I don't want to spend the rest of my life living by old rules and experiences. What if visibility opens so many doors of possibility? What if past events get to stay in the past? What if I can survive being misunderstood? What if I no longer have to prove convinced and be understood? What if I no longer have to people please at the expense of my happiness? What I do know is that people who criticize me criticize themselves. People who judge me judge themselves. People who look down on me look down on themselves. People who get irritated at my success are irritated at themselves for not succeeding. It is all a mirror. And I have let hurt people keep myself small. What if I cared more about what healed people think? Aligned, healed people would tell me to go for it. They would cheer for me. They would tell me that done is better than perfect. They would celebrate my success. When I express myself, I no longer suppress myself. And I'm realizing the cost of hiding is greater than the risk of being seen. I can honor what I have been through without staying trapped in it forever. I appreciate how hard my body and nervous system want to keep me safe. But hiding and keeping my mouth shut is a form of self-abandonment. I'm abandoning my gifts and my brilliance. I'm telling younger me that she should shut up and stay in a corner. I'm doing to myself what other people did to me. I'm realizing all of these things as I'm tapping. And if there's one thing I do know, is that I refuse to treat myself like those people treated me. I am not willing to reject myself. I will no longer put a muzzle on my mouth and stay hidden in a cage. That's what other messed up people wanted because of their own trauma. I'm not doing that to myself. So I'm easing into more visibility. I'm easing into more authenticity. I can take it one small step at a time. I don't have to force myself to do a TED Talk, but I can do small things that snowball into huge wins. I can be visible one moment at a time. I can be proud of trying, even if it's not perfect. I claim my voice and my gifts back. I choose to shine. And maybe it's as small as wearing a nice piece of clothing that I might think is a little obnoxious. It's about saying what I think instead of saying what someone wants to hear in a small way. I get to have my own opinions, even if people don't like it. I can stop making myself smaller for the comfort of other people. I can trust myself to handle unfamiliar feelings. And I am putting myself out there one step at a time. My authenticity builds deep connections with the right people. People celebrate me for being me. And if they don't, I can reconsider how much I want them in my life. My voice matters. My gifts matter. I don't need to earn the right to fully exist. I don't need to earn or perfect myself into taking space. It is safe to be more visible. Because I no longer abandon myself. I no longer reject myself. I no longer muzzle myself. And that freedom feels amazing. And the more I practice it, the more confidence I have. And I choose not to wait for confidence before putting myself out there. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. This is such an important topic, and there are so many different aspects that can come into why we would be afraid of being visible. A very big one that I see over and over and again in my clients is if you grew up with a narcissist parent, sometimes a narcissist sibling who just couldn't handle being around someone smart, someone gifted, someone who shined even 1% brighter than them. You were doomed if you did and doomed if you didn't. If you had straight A's and you got compliments from other people at the wrong moment, maybe your dad or your mom would lash out because they thought that you were stealing all of the attention. But if you didn't perform enough, you were a shame for the family's, reputation or honor. So you had to be stuck in this impossible situation to balance where you need to be perfect and perform enough to get love, validation, and attention from your parents. whilst having to navigate not being too much of that, because then they would feel threatened. I will be recording another EFT tapping video specifically on growing up with narcissist parents or abusive parents, with whom we could never win, but still learned that we had to be very discreet, very invisible, not to take attention from them. I've also recorded another video, not on EFT, more a case study based type video, where I talk about what I discovered hypnotizing clients who had massive visibility wounds, how it shaped their subconscious mind and how it made them feel that it wasn't safe to be visible, and how we shifted those things too. So you can check the channel, either the video before this one or after that one, to find it. I'm Ines, also known as the Imposter Syndrome Terminator, and I'm an EFT and rapid transformational therapy I'm Ines, also known as the Imposter Syndrome Terminator. I do EFT and rapid transformational therapy, and I help you and other people release some old events, trauma, and programming that other people gave you that basically stop you from shining bright, going out there and being authentically yourself, and getting all of the success that you deserve to have. So I hope that this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.